Okay, so here we are for our third 2-point perspective drawing. We're going to hold our papers a little bit differently for this one. For the previous two drawings, we had our paper like this. This time, we're going to hold it this way. What I want you to do is you're going to take your paper, you're going to fold it in half this way. I believe, what's that, the hamburger way. Open it back up, place it down just like that. This crease is your vanishing point. You don't need to draw anything. All you need to do is put the crease is your horizon line. All you need to do is put your vanishing point on the right side, your left vanishing point on the left side, and there you go. Somewhere in the middle of the page, it does not have to be exact, but towards the bottom, you're going to line your ruler up, and you're going to draw a vertical line. You're going to jump up about 1/4 inch, and then draw a vertical line 2 inches tall. So again, this is the bottom of your paper. You jump up about 1/4 inch and draw a vertical line about 2 inches tall. At the top of that vertical line, you're going to draw a guideline aiming to the left and right vanishing points. So again, my ruler is touching the left vanishing point. Draw it. Going to switch over to the other side. One tip with holding the rulers is I usually like to, when I hold my ruler down, I like to hold it more towards the center than the side when possible. And then I draw guidelines from the bottom to the same vanishing points. Now, once you have that, you will take your ruler, line it up with the side of the paper, and draw a vertical line connecting the top guideline and the bottom one, just like that. Slide the ruler over. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, connecting the top guideline and the bottom one. I will erase a little leftover lines on each side. Basically what you have is your vertical lines, your guidelines. Remember, the vertical lines are all parallel to each other. It's exactly how we started out the other drawings, just different measurements. Top right hand corner, draw a guideline aiming to the left vanishing point. Top left hand corner, draw a guideline aiming to the right one. Again, always making sure that your ruler is touching the vanishing point. I'm going to stop as soon as I hit that line, and then what I'm going to do is erase the leftover there. So this looks like kind of a platform, a squish building. Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a series of vertical lines on each side, from the top guideline to the bottom one. I probably don't want to do more than 3 lines on each side. If you have 3 on one side and 2 on the other, that's fine. I have room. So I want to have these spaced out. I don't want these right next to each other. I want them to look blocky. So I'm spacing them out so they look like blocks. And again, I line my ruler up. Remember, vertical lines, line the bottom of your ruler up with the bottom of the page, or the top of the ruler with the top of the page. And I will draw a series of vertical lines. These vertical lines are all parallel to each other. I'll do that on each side. Now the tops are the vertical lines on the right side. I have 3 of them here. Again, you might have 2, you might have 4. I would not do more than 4. 3 is typically a pretty good number. But the top of each of these lines, I'm going to draw a guideline aiming to the left vanishing point. So I take my ruler, I line it up, and I stop as soon as I hit that back guideline. Remember, guidelines are always aiming to the vanishing point, even if you're not drawing them all the way. One of the most common mistakes I see here is that students will often draw these lines to the corner, and that would be wrong. you're aiming to the vanishing points. I will do the same thing on the tops of the vertical lines on the left side, aiming to the right vanishing point, making sure my ruler is touching the corner and the vanishing point at the same time, stopping when I hit that back guideline. Each one is done the same way. Aiming here. Don't get lazy. Take the time to make sure it's lining up. Don't just draw these lines at some random angle. And there you have kind of a 3D checkerboard. What you're going to do next, turn your paper like this, and you're going to do the exact same thing using the same vanishing points. So I'll line my ruler up again, lining the bottom of the ruler up at the bottom of the page. So I can draw a vertical line going up about 1/4 inch. 1, 2 inches. Top and bottom of that vertical line will aim to each vanishing point, again using the same vanishing points. I will use the width of my ruler, as we did previously, to draw a vertical line connecting these two guidelines, jumping over to the other side, and doing the exact same thing. Erase little leftovers. Like I said, I'm pressing a little bit harder as I'm doing my drawing, just so it's a little bit easier to see on the video. As always, I've mentioned this so much before, hopefully starting to stick in your head. When you're drawing, you want to make sure that you're pressing hard enough so you can see, but light enough to erase, because we still do a lot of erasing even when we're doing things correct. Top of that vertical line aims to the left vanishing point, and the top left corner aims to the right, stopping as soon as I hit that guideline. And I will do the same thing we did previously, drawing vertical lines connecting the two top guidelines with the two bottom guidelines. So I'll just make a couple marks here. I'll go 1, 2, 3. I'm not giving you measurements. You can just kind of space them out how you want. Just remember what I said. You do not want to make them too close to each other. Do the same thing on this side. Vertical lines. Every vertical line on this paper is parallel to each other. They are all parallel to each other. Top of the vertical lines on the right side, we're going to draw guidelines aiming to the left vanishing point. Take my ruler again, making sure it's lined up, stopping as soon as I hit that back guideline. Go down to the next one. Go to the next one. Top of the vertical lines on the left side, you're going to aim to the right vanishing point. Always making sure my ruler is touching the correct vanishing point. I know I said this in a previous video. I don't want to oversimplify this, because again, I understand that some of this is new to you. Maybe all of it is. Many of you haven't drawn in 2-point perspective before. But so far for these two grids, I only held my ruler one of two ways. I either held it vertically or is touching the left or right vanishing point. That's it. If you're doing anything else, I'm not sure. It's vertical, left vanishing point, right vanishing point. I'm going to show you one little thing just to end this video, and then the next video we'll go into a little bit more detail. But first things first, I just want to do something real simple. I want to make this block right here look like it's going down, kind of open like our first box, the treasure chest. In the top corner, all I would do is draw a vertical line straight down, and now you have an open box. You could, if you wanted to. I could shade it to make it look a little more 3D and make that line a little bit darker, a little bit easier to see. So our next video will show you a little bit more detail. In the meantime, as always, pause, rewind, rewatch, stop, whatever you need to do. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. All right, good luck with this.